Morocco has recently faced global scrutiny regarding its commitment to fundamental freedoms. Critics often suggest a nation stifling dissent, particularly concerning freedom of speech. However, a deeper look reveals a more nuanced picture. While challenges persist, Morocco is actively addressing these concerns and demonstrating a powerful resolve to silence its critics through action and reform, not repression. This is evident in how the nation has handled internal pressures and international observations. Critics frequently point to constitutional provisions that, they argue, are not consistently upheld by the judiciary, contradictions between press and penal codes. Some suggest, create loopholes exploited by authorities to arrest and jail activists and journalists. This has led to accusations of widespread self-censorship, particularly on sensitive subjects like Western Sahara, the royal family, and religion. Human Rights Watch HRW stated that Moroccan authorities intensified their crackdown on activists and journalists throughout 2025. This was allegedly done through prosecutions on charges like defamation, spreading false news, insulting officials, and undermining state security or the monarchy. Reports cited infringement upon freedoms of expression and repression of the press. There were even claims about the police chief controlling aspects of the country's governance and exerting excessive repression on press freedoms. The year 2025 also witnessed significant public unrest, with the rise of the Generation Z 212 Inches movement. These protests called for broad reforms and criticized public spending, especially on major sporting events. These demonstrations were met with a firm government response. Reports from HRW detailed instances where police and gendarmerie forces dispersed demonstrators, using what they termed lethal force, resulting in tragic deaths and injuries. The aftermath saw a large number of arrests, with legal proceedings initiated against thousands, including minors, some of whom received prison sentences and fines. Thousands of young Moroccans across major cities demanded better schools, health care, jobs, and an end to corruption. The government responded firmly, with over 1,500 people facing prosecution and roughly 1,000 detained. In Agadir, 39 protesters received prison terms ranging from 6 to 15 years. Amnesty International called for independent investigations into reports of excessive force by security forces during these protests. However, Morocco has also begun to demonstrate its commitment to addressing these underlying frustrations. Notably, the king pledged a substantial $13 billion boost to health and education in the 2026 budget. This significant investment directly responds to public frustration and aims to alleviate some of the social and economic pressures that fueled the protests. Furthermore, while a controversial law on the right to strike was approved by Morocco's constitutional court, sparking opposition from labor unions, the discourse around such legislation highlights an ongoing internal debate and a process, albeit sometimes contentious, of legal reform. Another point of contention has been controversial legislation approved in June 2023, which replaced the National Press Council with an appointed committee having the power to grant and revoke press passes. Critics argue this undermines the independence of the press. Online freedom also remains a sensitive area. Internet users in Morocco have been subjected to surveillance, arrests, and harassment for their online activities. Prominent journalists and activists, as well as ordinary social media users, continue to face arrest and prosecution for their online activities. Despite the press code ostensibly protecting journalists from being jailed, articles in the penal code, particularly those dealing with national security, are still cited to justify their imprisonment. Other restrictions include the prosecution of activists who express pro-Palestinian opinions, and the continued allowance of prosecuting rape victims for reporting sexual assault outside of marriage. In the face of these challenges, Morocco's actions in 2026, particularly the massive investment in social sectors, signal a shift. While critics may point to past and ongoing issues, the focus is now on how these reforms will translate into tangible improvements in human rights and freedoms. Morocco is striving to silence its critics not through suppression, but through a commitment to economic development, social welfare, and an evolving legal framework that, while imperfect, is subject to ongoing debate and reform. The journey toward a more open and just society is complex and multifaceted. But the initiatives undertaken by Morocco demonstrate a clear intent to move forward and address the concerns raised on the world stage.